Today we're on Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, Call of Duty Ghosts is, I would say, I think about 5 years old now. I'll just quickly check on Wikipedia before I make an ass out of myself. But yeah, according to Wikipedia, released on the PlayStation 3, Wii U, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One in November 2013. Developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision, obviously. So it's about 5 years old, yeah. So let's see how this game has held its own in 5 years. Initially, when released, it didn't really do well. It did well as any Call of Duty game would do, but I would say it definitely wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best either. Now, you would think, being a fan of Call of Duty, you would think that it's Call of Duty Ghosts, so it's probably something to do with the character Ghost from Modern Warfare 2, but it isn't. This is, I mean, it's got the Call of Duty title to it, but I would say I see this game as being a standalone game in its own right, and from that perspective, if you take away the Call of Duty title to it, it's a pretty decent game. The campaign
And this really happened.
is I would say not the best, but it's definitely not the worst,
Yeah.
and it holds some replayability
Let's go.
values to it. Visually, I would say this game is it's spot on. It's not bad. I mean, it was one of the first Call of Duties to be released on the newer systems, the current gen systems.
Another one?
Yeah, we'll get a couple more.
And it just basically kicks off from here, where you and this guy walking in front of you, Hesh, your brothers, and that is your father up there.
Dad?
And something is
Make
happening.
sure nothing got damaged.
You're not really sure what's going on, but things are basically taking a turn for the worst. And the campaign basically kicks off from here, and just like your average, Call of Duty game, it basically starts with a bang. And I've got to give it to this game. It really does hold on to, it really does hold on to the action, and action packed. It definitely is. It's it's not what the later Call of Duty games turned out to be. Like space and jetpacks and all that other crap. But it's more of a boots to the ground type of game. Well, not type of game, but it is a boots to the ground game. And in that sense, I would say it's pretty good. And like you probably already are familiar with any Call of Duty game, what I do first and foremost is I I delve into the campaign. And as I've mentioned in the past, the only Call of Duty game that I haven't actually dug deep into the campaign. Wow, that was weird. That was weird. The game just crashed on me. I have no idea what the hell happened there. That has never happened to me before with this game. But saying that, I've not actually played this game in quite some time. And the issue isn't with the games. The issue is, you see, and now I'm talking from the perspective of Sony and Microsoft. When you're releasing a system to the general public, let's go and resume game and see where it takes us. But when you're releasing a newer system to the general public, to your fans, to everybody, and you know that the file sizes of these games is just going to increase. And I mean, what game was it? I can't really remember. I think it was
the 60 were cut down to 15.
I think it was Gears of War 4.
They wouldn't last another night, and the enemy.
Oh, Gears of War 4.
Under the cover of darkness, they evacuated the hospital.
After all its updates and you know, DLCs and whatnot. Nah, it
really
didn't.
happened.
It's making me come back to this part again.
Come on, Dad.
But yeah, Gears of War 4, after
true.
after all the updates and everything, I think it's about
Let's head back.
70, 80, maybe 90 gig.
Let's go.
Now,
Shake a leg.
PlayStation 4 and Xbox One initially were released with a 500 gigabyte hard drive. And the PlayStation 4 hard drive could easily be accessed and switched over and removed and you know, whatnot.
There, we'll get.
But the Xbox One hard drive, you would have to, the original Xbox I'm talking about, I mean even the newer ones really, any Xbox actually, let me rephrase that, old, new Xbox, you know, original Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, if you were to, you know, if you wanted to change the hard drive, you would literally have to strip the system and, you know, have it open wide
To the house, boys, now!
and then get into the internals, and then you would have to, you know, do all this with the system files and whatnot. But the PlayStation 4,
Get to the house and stay there.
yeah, on the PlayStation 4 side of things, it was a little bit easier. I'm not really sure about the new.
What the hell is going on?
Where are we going? Oh, we're going up here. I was trying to jump over that fence. But yeah, on the PlayStation 4 side of things, you could literally just, you know, remove the top cover and you would have access to the hard drive.
Get inside!
Now, as I was saying before,
What was Dad talking about?
even this game, I'm pretty sure after all the DLCs and everything, it comes up to at least about 50 to 60 gig. Now, when you've got games like Gears of War 4, and I can't really remember which game it was. I think it was Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. After all the updates,
2, 1.
it would, you know, it got to about 60, 70 gig, and you're basically pushing out a system which, you know, has a built-in hard drive of 500 gig, and you're expecting people to buy extra hard drives and extra storage and everything. It's just stupid. It's pathetic. It would be nice. I mean, I'm not really sure, but Microsoft, well, Xbox team are releasing something called Project xCloud, and I really hope that Project xCloud is capable of holding on to games. So, I mean, it would be nice if they, you know, invented something where you could, you know, install games, or, you know, the cloud, you know, service would hold on to your games. And as I mentioned before, this game is a boots on ground game, and don't let this section or this part of the campaign fool you. It's only a very minor section, a very minor part of the campaign, which basically, you know, it just tries to go, you know, it just tries to explain to you what is actually happening back on Earth. And so basically this takes place up in space. The space station or the satellite that these guys are, you know, in charge of gets, you know, overrun by some evil people who then use the satellite to, and then you grab the gun. Yeah. So basically, this satellite, whatever it is, it gets overrun by bad people, and that's why the events that take place in the beginning of the campaign, you know, happen. Yeah, that's why the events, you know, that take place on Earth happen because of this scene. Yeah, and it's I've got to admit, this part of the campaign is quite intense, and there are quite a few moments. Oh, there you go. And you see, because of this Odin satellite,
we have no choice. We're scuttling the station.
shooting on Earth. If you can see where it's shooting, apparently that's where the main characters of the game are. The two brothers, Hesh and I can't remember what the other one's called. But yeah, so because this happens up here, that happens, you know, on Earth. And you and this other person here, what's she called? I think, is it a he or a she? Can't really remember. SPC Mosley. I think it's a dude. Yeah, it's a dude. Just have to check then. Yeah, you and this dude basically get stranded in space, and you've got to try and stop this sabotage, this what's it called, this satellite. Oh yeah, Odin satellite. I just had to read it on the screen then. Yeah, you've got to try and stop it from, you know, causing further damage to Earth. And in doing so, you sacrifice yourself. Should have said spoiler alert then, but you're gonna see it anyway. Alright, where's that guy gone? I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. Oh, there he is. Right, okay. Yeah, there you go. I remember parts of the campaign, but it's been so long since I've actually played this campaign that it's kind of fuzzy. So yeah, you gotta shoot this and try and destroy it. There you go.
That's it. That's enough to drop it into the atmosphere.
Is he dead? Oh yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead, and
We have an OS with the crew of Odin.
we will be dying.
Loss of signal with Odin control.
And there you go. And yeah, so the campaign in this game starts off with a boom. It really does. It starts off with a boom, and it carries on. I've got to admit that, you know, once it takes the action to a certain high, it has its highs and lows, and because of that, now this takes place on Earth, and you and your brother are basically, you've got to escape this destruction, and it looks good. It really does.
Get across! Quick!
It really does look good, and it's fairly intense when you're playing it for the first time. Anyway, where's he gone? from the fall in. Now we've got to get out. Move about. Come on, move. And yeah, it does get intense.
Just keep running.
I can't really remember for sure, but I think they lose their father in the process of this happening. So basically what happened, that part what happened in space, once that takes place, and then this takes place on Earth. I mean, visually, I would say it's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. And there are. Oh no, I think the father is alive. I was wrong.
You're gonna be alright.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down, now that I've shown you guys a bit of the campaign. I just wanted to get moving to the next section. And Earth is basically destroyed, and this is Call of Duty Ghosts, the campaign. Now what I want to do is I want to show you guys the multiplayer side of this game, and I've got to admit I am surprised. I mean, for an old game and for a game that wasn't really received too well, and this just basically goes on to explain that after the events of that satellite taking place, you know, these things happened on Earth, and
the Federation stood on the
different factions or something, and so on and so on.
They thought we were weak, crippled, prey, waiting to be taken. We fought hard. We fought well.
I mean, it definitely looks good, and if you're, I mean,
And here, just
if you're a Call of Duty fan, then you've definitely, most likely already, you know, played this. But if you're not a Call of Duty fan and you like, you know, first-person shooter games, I would say definitely give this game a go. It's definitely worth. I mean, just for the campaign, and the campaign on this game, if I can remember correctly, it's not really a short one. It takes a bit of time, and if you were to, you know, invest a little bit further on, you would, you know, when I mean invest a little bit further on, I mean if you were to go out of your way and, you know, try and collect all the collectibles, I think they're called, yeah, rogue file recovered from this area, yeah. So they're called the rogue files, and if you were to, you know, invest a bit of extra time into it to get all the, you know, the unlockables and whatnot, it takes a little bit longer, and as you can see, it doesn't really look half bad. It looks pretty good. And basically what you're seeing here is Earth post destruction from the satellite.
It's clear. Come on up.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to quickly exit this and see if I can jump into a multiplayer game. And after the multiplayer game, after a quick multiplayer game, I want to show a bit of Extinction. Now, for me, the highlight of Call of Duty Ghosts is definitely the Extinction mode. And the best way, if you don't know what Extinction mode is, the best way to describe Extinction mode is in previous Call of Duty games where they had Call of Duty Zombies. these guys in this game, they changed things up a little bit, and instead of your regular zombies mode, they opted out for something completely different. So instead of zombies, you've now got alien bugs to fight in extinction mode, and I absolutely love extinction mode. The only reason I keep coming back to playing this game is extinction mode. If this game didn't have extinction mode, I probably, would have deleted this game long ago. But I'm glad it's got extinction mode, and extinction mode is actually the reason why I went ahead and got all the ended up getting all the season pass and the DLC. So as you can see, it didn't really take too long before it actually got me into a game. It was saying no games available, but it didn't really take too long before it's actually got me into a game. And that's what you want when you want to play online. You want to get on, and you want the game to get you into a game, as quick as possible. But in games like Gears of War 4, and please excuse my online skills. I'm not really much of an online player, especially on this game anyway. And this game online does really take a bit of practice. It's not really easy to be good at this game online. And another thing what they did in this game where they changed things a little bit was I think, I'm not sure, I think it's this map where you can basically if you get so many kill streaks or something, or if you can see that floating little suitcase, if you grab hold of that, and then it gives you some sort of challenge or something, like a bit of a thing to do. And once you do that, you can then, I think you can play as Jason. I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but there's another map where you get to play as the Predator. So this is online, and that was me camping in that one corner, the ever so talented camper that I am. And there you go. Earn 2 kills while crouched. Okay. Oh, I missed that. There was someone down there, but I missed it. Nah. Oh, there was someone else there.
Ready for delivery.
Oh, I got 3 kills.
SATCOM ready.
So, right, I always thought if you get the briefcase and then, follow the instructions,
SATCOM uplink.
you get. Oh no, actually, I think you get a care package. We're gonna have to check out what's in this care package. Let's do it down here where it's safe. Don't think it's safe here, but we'll see. Come on, drop it. Yeah, there you go. And now you can play as, I think it's Jason. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it is. Where are you going? Oh, he killed me. Oh no, it's not Jason. I think it's Mike Myers. Sorry, Mike Myers. Yeah. There you go. But yeah, it's definitely definitely fun to play online if you can get the gist of it. Yeah, so this is basically Call of Duty Ghosts Online, and what I'm gonna do, I hate doing this, I don't really know. Oh, we've got another. Yeah, it's gonna take too long to humiliate the next enemy you kill. How do we humiliate the next enemy I killed? I don't know how humiliation works on this game. Oh. Yeah. So, what I'm going to do is, I hate doing this, but I'm going to have to do it because I'm running short on time. I want to show you guys the extinction mode. And here is the extinction mode. Now what I'm going to do is, because it's actually kind of hard to find a game on any of these, I think the quickest one is the first one, because the first one, I could be wrong, but I think it came standard with the game. I'm not really sure. So what we'll do is we'll see if we can get into a game, if it gets us, you know, quickly. But this is basically extinction mode. You got your loadout, lobby leaderboard, leaderboards, intel. If you go into loadout, you can choose and change. These are relics. These basically make the game harder, so you can basically, players take more damage when injured, and you can see. So basically, the more relics you have on, the more XP you earn, and the more XP you earn, the more you upgrade. And here you can upgrade other things. Basically, you need these. I forgot what they're called. Teeth. That's it. Yeah, that's what they're called. They're just called teeth. And you earn these teeth in the game, and then you can spend them here, and you can purchase different upgrades, if you want to call them, or perks. Yeah, perks is, I would say, is the best way to describe these. But yeah, and some of these are really good. Like for example, this Cryptid Slayer ammo is probably the best, and that's why it costs 500 teeth. And earning these teeth isn't really an easy task. It's quite hard. You have to be in a game with people who know what they're doing and are playing properly. You have challenges within the game. It doesn't look like we're going to be getting into a game too quickly. So what we'll do is we'll get out of this and see if we can get into this one. Normally has a lot of players. Yeah. Right, so we're in, and this is from the I would say the third DLC that was available for this. I can't really remember what the names were, but there was Onslaught, there was Devastation, and there's two more which I can't really remember. But yeah, so this is Extinction mode, and this is by far my most favorite mode.
This is Godfather. We have a Category
I
3
was gonna say that, why is it so dark?
progress aboard that ship. Your objective
So we basically gotta make our way up to that ship.
somewhere inside. Bio
And
just
this is
revealing
how you spend your
we don't know what's waiting.
yeah. So
Keep your head down and your
as you begin to play this game, you see what I really like about this game is
Cover me, I'm reloading.
that normally when you're playing zombies, it's more or less, you know, each person for themselves. But in this game, you are playing as a team, and when you're playing as a team, you know, it really does need you. The game really does, you know, in order to progress, basically, you really do need to, you know, play as a team. And as you progress and you know, do all the challenges, you earn skill points, and then you can spend the skill points here, and you can upgrade your sentry gun, your portable turret, your team explosives, your ammo. And the more you upgrade your ammo, the more ammo you will be able to get. So kill 10 scouts with melee damage. So basically we gotta, well, you know, it's self-explanatory, that, isn't it? Don't really need to go into too much detail with that. But yeah, and as you're doing these challenges, you earn the skill points, and you spend the skill points, and the more challenges you do, the more skill points you earn, the easier and quicker it is, you know, gonna be for you to progress, basically.
They're coming from the break. We've got hostiles attacking the drill.
And because I have those relics on, my player is a lot slower. He does less damage to the aliens and takes more damage as well, I think. I'm not really sure. But yeah. So this is extinction mode. And this mode really does require you to play as a team. Now the people who jump on and don't play as a team, what the fuck? Yeah, the people who just jump on and don't play as a team, and just, you know, on purpose disregard the challenges. It's difficult to play with them type of people because they just piss you off. And when you're playing with people who know what they're doing, I mean, I've played with some people who, you know, who help each other upgrade. So now that we did that challenge, if I just need to remember to take them relics off. Yeah, now that we did that challenge, I've got 2 skill points that I can spend. So I can use them on my ammo, on my gun, both of them, or maybe one of them. So probably just do one each. And now I have the
Incendiary rounds ready.
now I have the arc attachment to the pistol. And these attachments, especially these arc attachments,
like this one,
really beneficial. They really do help you progress. Pick up TNT. Search. Should we get this going? 2,000 credits. So another thing that, you know, you got to take into consideration is basically you can either spend your credits on buying guns, or spend your credits on, you know, throwing out ammo and you know, stuff like that, basically. Having your sentry guns. So as you can see down on the bottom right hand side, you can see that the sentry gun is 2,000. Pick up ammo clip.
I'm out. Reloading.
Fuck off. These guys are gonna kill me now. Oh, you know what? I'm not even checking up what the challenges are. But yeah, so this is extinction mode, and if played with the right people, you know, and you're playing together and you're playing properly the way this game is supposed to be played, this game is so much fun to play, honestly. It's just a shame that
Down! I need a hand over here!
I couldn't actually get into a game of point of contact, but if I could, I would have showed you, and by far that has to be the most okay, what's this? Bouncing Betty. Forget Bouncing Betty. What we got over here? What's in here? You do not have the required schematic. Okay, never mind then. But yeah, so
Drill's locked. Watch your six.
yeah, we haven't killed 10 of them.
I'm reloading. Incendiary rounds.
Yeah, I haven't played this game in a long time. Really rusty, and that's not an excuse if you're thinking that I'm using that as an excuse. I'm not really using that as an excuse, but it sounds like it though.
Leader incoming.
Oh man, the ammo goes out too quickly.
Incendiary rounds. Hostiles on the drill. I'm down. I'm bleeding out. They're attacking the drill. I'm bleeding out. Get over here and help me.
Had to quickly answer the door, and you have to you have to do these things when you're a parent. We need to get this challenge done. Oh, challenge failed. Never mind. But yeah, so this is Call of Duty Extinctions. Extinction mode, sorry I should say. And yeah, it definitely is worth checking out. It's definitely a fun game to play. And I'm just really glad that even in this at this day and age, it's still live and kicking. And basically what you've got to do is you've got to keep these aliens away from attacking the drill, and that's the drill, and you've got to defend it. Come on, man, revive me. What are you doing? Oh, he's busy. What about this other guy? Come on, you revive me. That's it. Good guys. Now,
Easy. You're gonna be all right.
I personally would recommend. I mean, I don't myself have. I don't have a headset, but I would definitely recommend.
Special ammo ready. Special ammo ready. Reloading.
I would definitely recommend playing this game with a few of your friends, with headsets, communication back and
Special
forth,
ammo ready.
and yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Definitely. Now,
Brace for impact, Civ 1.
once you upgrade your sentries all the way to max, you can then put out 2. But in the beginning, it's only just 1. And it's just a shame that they never actually, you know, after this game, they never actually went ahead and, you know, revived this in any of the newer Call of Duty. They just carried on with the same old zombies, you know, changed zombies just a little bit, or something like that. But yeah. Wow, this gun is really cool.
Cover me, I'm reloading.
And yeah, so when you're playing with the relics, it's actually a lot harder. You know, you've got relics that make your character or your player move slower, and you have relics that make it, you know, make you take more damage and give out less damage, and you have relics where you can't select any classes. You have relics where you can't buy anything. You can't, you know, you have less money, and yeah. So I think I've got the one where the character moves slower, takes more damage, does less damage. But yeah, so Call of Duty Instincts, I mean, not Instincts, Call of Duty Instincts. I mean Call of Duty Extinction Mode. This is Extinction Mode. And you've got to basically fight off these aliens, and you've got to work together. You've got to protect the drill. You've got to, you know, protect your teammates. You've got to, oh, there you go. And we found the tooth.
That thing is headed back to the bottom, but I've got a feeling it'll be back soon.
I've got to admit, these Xbox One controllers, they damage. But yeah, so they do, they make a lot of sound for some strange weird reason. And off we go. I still have a key, but I don't have any idea where I'm supposed to be using that key. I think it's over here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. We can open up a locker. Once you use the key, it cannot be used again. And the gun you receive from the locker, you're basically stuck with it until you get a different gun. Now that guy's got the
Access that
drill.
sealed control room. Our contact should be holed up inside.
The hypo or something. What the fuck did they go? Alright, so they yeah, okay. Cool. I'm with it now. I'm with it. Yeah, the guns are beefy, the guns feel good. I don't think these guys are too bothered about the challenges either. got the Venom schematic. Now, this is a gun that's definitely worth picking up. It's 3,000, and I only have 3,000. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm sure this is supposed to be opened. I'm not really sure, but we've got 2 skill points, and I want to use them on the turrets, the sentries. I mean, sorry. Yeah, if you upgrade the sentry guns, you're able to then use 2 sentry guns at the same time. Got him. And the more you upgrade your player, you then realize the quicker and easier it gets to dispatch of these guys. This guy definitely, he looks like a regular player. This guy, he knows what he's doing. This is a good gun. Let's just do it.
Sentry gun ready. Hostiles on the drill. Changing mag.
And these guys are the rhinos. The drill is damaged.
The drill's under attack.
The rhino is down.
Don't worry, I got you. Cover me, I'm repairing the drill. Drill hub is low. The drill hub is too low.
For some reason, if you hold down repair
The drill's taking too much.
and swing your character around. Shit.
The drill is halfway there.
Yeah, I've not played this game in such a long time that I'm actually very, very rusty when it comes to what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting, I'm doing less damage. I'm going to be getting revived now. Unless I can. Maybe I'm going forward. You see, the thing is when you get down, you can't move off the edges unless you go backwards. See? And then you can fall off. Yeah. These guys, I would say these guys are some cool players. Where you going, man? Revive me. Come on.
It's just a flesh. Get out.
Use teeth to purchase upgrades. Oh yeah. So as you can see, these guys are dropping ammo down, and the ammos tend to have little numbers. So the more you upgrade your ammo, it goes up to I think 3, and 3 is the maximum ammo that you're gonna get. It's like, you know, completely maxed out.
Incendiary round
So
ready.
let me max mine out. Box down.
Ready.
And here we go. And the fun started.
Move in the air.
And you just gotta basically rinse and repeat the process until you get to the final boss. And it really does get hectic, as you can see. And I'm doing less damage. The drill is nearly gone. One of these guys need to survive me. Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, so that was Call of Duty Ghosts. Showed you guys a little bit of the campaign, a little bit of online multiplayer, and some extinction. And yeah, and as you can see, I wasn't really playing too well, but I was at the top of the leaderboard, and the reason for that is basically it's the relics. These player takes more damage when injured. Let's take them off. Let's take these off, and oh no, these guys, they don't want to play again. So we'll just leave it to that. So yeah, 2019 Call of Duty Ghosts. In my opinion, if you haven't played this game, if you wanna you know, try it out for the campaign, the single player, if you wanna try it for the multiplayer, if you wanna, you know, give the extinction mode a try. In either case, I would say it's definitely worth purchasing. But if you were to go ahead and play this game, I mean, you know, get this game specifically just for the extinction mode, I would recommend that you, I would recommend that you get this game when it's on sale, and get the season pass when that's on sale too. But I mean, even if you were to just go out and buy the game, you know, as a physical disc, you should be able to get it dirt cheap. I mean, it's 5 years old. You know, how expensive is it gonna be? But regardless of its age, it's still definitely playable. It's still definitely playable, and it's definitely worth, you know, booting up and giving a go every now and again. If you get bored of playing your regular games, then this is the game to get into when that boredom starts setting in. But anyway, this is Critical Q signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video.